Alright, hey there YouTube, we're here at the Gold Jeep. I wanted to show you some stuff that I've done. There's some videos out there on how to do a lot of this. Some of it I think you can figure out on your own, but if you like this kind of stuff, if you have some questions, let me know, but please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video. And then, but yeah, let me know any questions and I'll try to point you in the right direction best I can. But let me explain what I did here. I watched BleepinJeep videos for a couple of these things. First was this battery tray. I had to cut off the little, there's like a little drain on the bottom. I cut that and ground it smooth so that it would sit up against the fender and frame right underneath better. I took a hammer and I did beat on this a little bit because it's touching. It still is, but there's less pressure on it now than there was. In Matt's video on BleepinJeep, he used spacers to space the battery up. I took a hammer and I beat along this edge a little bit, just like a bunch of places to kind of even it out so this would drop up against here a lot better. Got it to fit right up against this piece right here, this little pinch weld thing for the shock mounts. Found a couple of bolts. This one lined up perfectly with the existing hole for the air box that used to be here, and then I had to drill and then put a nut on the back side for that one. It's right here, right here, and then those two right there were existing holes that I used bolts and nuts for my bracket for my PCM right there. So I made this whole bracket out of mostly 1 inch wide, 8 inch thick flat strap. Two pieces were the PCM bolts to it. One's right here, and then a piece of it that goes along the bottom. And then I had a 1.5 inch piece that I welded to it and then drill holes through it and use those existing holes to mount it there. It's pretty sturdy. I had to keep tweaking with it. I even had to drop my holes down a little bit to get it to clear the hood. It was hitting right here, and then I had to bend it in that way to clear the brake lines. I put in that new master cylinder and brake booster, and this thing is almost too much brake for these little bitty brakes that this thing has on it. I changed the rear wheel cylinders, not to those bigger ones, because I didn't have extra backing plates like I thought. I was going to modify those to fit those bigger ones, but I just put stock ones in there, and then I changed the lines and then bolted them up. I had to make a new line here because it broke off, and I had to make new ones for the back too because they broke off. But that's pretty easy to do. And then I made these guys, but it clears, you can see, and it's not going anywhere, and then it clears the hood and all that good stuff. This thing is just sitting down here. It's not connected to the battery with this wire anymore, so there's no need to be worried. I'm working out some ideas of either making a bracket up here to mount all my relays and this fuse panel up there, or this. I think I'm gonna mount this here somehow. I watched another one of BleepinJeep's videos, and Matt mounted one here, but he didn't have such a big master cylinder, and he didn't have his PCM here. But I think I'm going to put a tab off of this new bracket to mount that hole, and then I'll probably do like he did and make a bracket that uses this existing stud. It'll come out and up and then run and it'll have like another little bracket that little nipple will drop down into for extra stability. But it'll probably run up along the side and then have another tab to bolt in. I think that'll be plenty strong, and I think it'll clear the hood and everything. And I might even go as far as to make a heat shield that bolts into those two bolts and comes down alongside this intake manifold. And I have some heat shielding stuff that I'll probably put up in here and keep some heat away from this. And then eventually I'm going to cut out that side of the hood and then do like Matt's Off-Road Recovery and put some louvers up on there. This side will be dummy louvers, that side won't, because we want to keep hot air from going down in here and mixing in with our vents for the inside. And we also want to keep hot air out of there because we just put this cowl induction right here, and we're trying to suck in cold air. We don't want any hot air, because that would just defeat the purpose of that thing. And I think if we move this over there, then right here I could also make a panel for relays and the fuses and stuff for my lights and make a better harness. And then I'll mount this up under the bumper. I'll work on that too. And then when I mount the secondary battery, I'll get the kit to isolate it and all that stuff. And then we'll just continue working on this until we can get back on the gold Jeep, or the blue Jeep, I mean. This is the gold Jeep. So I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I still need to bleed this a little bit better. But like I said, it is a little bit too much brake, I think, for these little wheel cylinders and stuff. See, so that's it for here. It is the cowl. This thing is a little bit too loud sometimes. So I think when I fix the floor, I'm going to put some sound deadener up inside here. There is a vent that runs through there that I'll probably still get some sound from. But other than that, it's not bad. I think I'm getting used to it. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was that vent that I made down there. All I did was I took this vent right here from the white Jeep. I cut it up, and then I took I still had the ducting for under the console that goes here, and I cut it up, and then I glued it with some epoxy to the duct piece. And then on this side I had to cut it down and glue a piece on the side to enclose it, and just use epoxy, and it sealed it up good. And so now I have a little vent that I can, and I clocked it in a way to where I can either close it or I can open it and then have it pointing towards the passenger side instead of me, and then it'll keep my drinks and the cup holders cool instead of having direct hot air blowing on them. And all that holds it is some binder clips. They go up inside and they mount to the air box, this air conditioning box in here, and the little box that I made. And then I took off the little clip pieces to so it wouldn't interfere with my vent here. I just took them off on the one side, and the other ones I just laid back, so they're floating. They're just sitting up in there. And then for this, I tightened it up by it's supposed to have felt strips top and bottom, so mine were gone, and this thing would just flop around. And I found this felt at Walmart when I picked up those binder clips, and then I just cut 2 strips out of it and super glued them with this super glue gel, let it dry, and then pop that thing back in there. And I probably need to take some like 3-in-1 oil or something to kind of lube them up. Maybe it might be fine. like I did this one because it's a lot easier to manipulate. And this vent is upside down of that one, which because this one, if I turn it this way, I don't know if you can see it, so that kind of closes it, but then it points towards the driver, whereas that one down there is upside down, so it points more towards the passenger, which is what I wanted. And I think this kind of obstructs this vent a little bit, but hot air still comes through, but it still blows out the sides. I just wanted something to keep my drinks cold, and I could have built like a block off plate, but I still wanted air to kind of come in to the rest of the cab for the the rear passengers and stuff, which I don't have too often. So there's that, and we're still plugging along. I'm probably going to get rid of these adjustable mirrors because they always vibrate loose and I'm always having to adjust them. So I think I'm going to just get some regular mirrors without these, and I'll probably maybe I'll put these on the blue Jeep instead of having the power windows, just so I don't have to spend the money. And then but that's it. I'm gonna keep working on this thing, and then I'll keep you guys posted with that, and then we'll get some wiring done. And once I get around to fixing my lighting wiring harness, we'll fix that ugliness that I've had to repair before. So yeah, it's coming along, looking good. Got lots more to do to it. Yeah, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you care to do that. It's free. Yeah, that's it for this video. So till next time, y'all take care now.